see them, whenever you see them bent over like that, unfortunately, it's from the fentanyl high. I don't know what it is that
It
does
could have
that.
been me out
Yeah,
there.
I don't know what does that to them, but don't do drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I was out there. I was one of those people you look at on the side of the street like, what are these doing? What happened? It wasn't a long period, but it happened.
Yeah, I've never done any of the drugs. No alcohol, no cigarettes, no weed like normal people. Just being boring.
Understandable. Sometimes they work.
Yeah. Well, I had enough people that I've seen in life that did it and didn't get anywhere. So I was like, yeah, I don't think that's for me.
Mm-hmm.
Can't afford to be doing what they doing because they can't even afford to be doing what they doing. Yeah. Let's see if the headphones are on. Debating on if I want to stay with her or actually run. I probably should actually run.
Yeah, you might get some viewers. It's like, oh, he's running.
Yeah.
It's darker today.
It's not connected to my. What? Why are you not connecting to my phone? The Bluetooth wasn't connected. Okay. 23. Renessa, you're famous. I went to 23 watchers. Say hi. Can't we see her? Let me do it this way. Yeah. Say hi to everyone. We're doing a 2K run this morning. Every 3 days. That's the most I've seen at once. And then I'm gonna. Did you already start recording your 2 mile?
Of course, but now I'm gonna try. Oh, retract.
Okay. I'm about to.
Still recording. I don't know about to leave.
Yeah. I'm gonna start my run, and then. Why did it start at 10 minutes? Hold on. It's recording me walking. Technology isn't technology today. It was auto recording my walk, so I gotta cancel the walk, start the run. Two minutes. Let's see what we can get to. I will be back. Hello again. No one will believe me if I don't show y'all 7. My 1 mile was like 6:30, which is really good at the age of 42. One last time, and wonder if she me. As much as it hurts, ain't it wonderful to feel and break away? Follow your heart, killing me. Fly, I will find a way, even without it. We cannot sweat again. Another day's been way too quick, and my disgrace is stuck here and again. If life has never leave this place, there's no escape. Breath it up. don't know what to say. What I was, but I'm scared. Two mile, 15 minutes. Laugh and joke all you want. At the age of 42, I just ran a 15-minute 2 mile. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to beat that. 2.2 miles. $15.2 miles. Yep. 7:62 is my pace. Make sure I stop it. Okay, it stopped. But yeah, I've been running for about 6 years. Well, 8 years now after enlisting into the military. One of the things I learned in the Army was the importance of exercise. It's probably the biggest thing that I took out of being in the military. And by the time I got out, my run was my weakest physical challenge when I was enlisted. I'm not built for running. So push-ups, sit-ups, that came easy. And I got to a point where I plateaued pretty quick. And everybody knew I was strong. Everybody saw me as being strong, but I was a tank. And when it came to running, I was not the guy. My overall PT performance level was always negatively impacted by my run, because it didn't matter how strong I was. When I ran, I looked weak. So I started focusing more and more into that. I got to the point where I was running 3 miles every run day, regardless of what the military was doing. I was 92 golf, so I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, do a 3 mile run, go to the kitchen, get from the kitchen, go to the motor pool, leave the motor pool, go back to PT the next following morning and do PT again. And I consistently did that. There will be the days that we ran, if we actually did PT as cooks, on the days that we ran, I would do a 3 mile run at 4 o'clock in the morning, show up to PT formation, 6:30, do another run with the regimen, keep up with them at the age of like 30. Well, I was like 39. Keep up with them and then go work in the dining facility for the rest of the day, and then get up the next following morning and do it all over again. Well, not the running part, but get up and do the whole military thing over and over again. Never deployed, never went downrange, never was engaged in active combat, but I was active duty for my entire Army career. Once I got out of the military, coming back to the civilian world, everything was monotonous. So I already knew that because I did it before I went in. But when I got out, ironically enough, I missed the structure, or the lack of structure the military had. And once I was able to self-govern, I went back to Runday. I created a base 10 calendar. My calendar schedule is, there's 10 months in a my 2 cent year. Each even month has 36 days. Each odd month has 37 days. If you add them together, it gives you 365. Every leap year has a day 0 that adds the additional day for that. It perfectly synchronizes with the regular weekly schedule, but I use it so that I can define who I want to be at my own level without having to get distracted by the subconscious social science that governs us in this world and causes this world to be shit. So every 3 days I run. I don't schedule anything but my run. I see what day it is to run, and I adjust my schedule around run day. So that gives me um, a 9-day week. My weeks are 9 days. That's why I work 7 days a week. So yeah, that's about it. I have a 10-hour calendar clock. I change the degrees in a circle from 360 degrees to 10 degrees. All other measurements and values adjust as well. As a 90-degree right triangle or right angle has 90 degrees, and the my 2 cent standard with a base 10 compass with a base 10 circle with 10 degrees to form a full circle. My right angle is actually 2.5 degrees. If you define 2.5 degrees as your right angle, then a square has 4 right angles that are all 2.5 degrees, and they all equal 10. It works. That works for everything. A straight line is is 5 degrees. 180 degrees is the standard. 5 degrees is what I use, and my standard unit for the Michelson number line is 4 centimeters. The 4 centimeters in my standard, I haven't figured out how to actually create this as a ruler yet, is 4 centimeters divided into 10 even units. So they will be slightly deviate from the metric system, but enough, but not so much that it's not usable. And in doing that, it allows us to have fractional values within metric. So that, because the only reason why American system uses fractions is so that kids will learn how to use fractions. That's the only reason why the US has a fractional standard, because 1/2 is 1/2. 1/2 of 10 is 5. 1/4 of 10 is 2.5. But giving us a ruler with 12 and having us learn fractions allows us to do what? What is the correlation? There's 12 hours on the clock. So the American standard allows us to understand time better because we use 12 on our clock, and we use the standard 12 inches on a ruler, and then the 8 segments of an inch to learn how to do fractions, because the metric system doesn't use fractions, it uses decimals. Converting from fractions and decimals is not intuitive because a fraction is not a decimal. People think that they are, but they are not the same, right? Half of 10 and half of 100 are not the same. So that's the reason why the US standard is based on the empirical units, so that we have a better understanding of half a pi, not the 3.14, but half of an actual pi, half of an actual crate of whatever, 1/4 of this, 1/3 of a cup of water. That's why we use the empirical system. So the Michelson standard it makes an effort to combine the two together. So we have we have 4 centimeters divided by 10 units to give us a Michelson inch. A Michelson inch is equal to exactly 4 centimeters, and then all other units are base 10 of those units. So the Michelson number line is 40 centimeters as a standard. That would be, I think, the decameter, and then the centimeter would be 400, the kilometer would be 4,000, etc., etc. It's a multiplier of 4. Why is it a multiplier of 4? Because the unit 1 is a whole, and as I just described with the fractions, if you divide the whole by fractional values, you get half, 1/4, 1/3, 1/8, 1/16. The whole is exactly what it is. It's a whole. So when you're doing math or doing whatever it is you're doing, those numbers are fractional values of the whole. What I mean is, if you have a dollar bill, a quarter is 1/4 the dollar bill. The dollar bill is 100. 1/4 of 100 is 25. So it's the whole. That's the reason why the actual Michelson circle is base 10. So it becomes more intuitive. Once you get used to it, like I have, it just becomes intuitive. So the main function of to build a relationship with the whole is it allows you to understand the 100%, which is infinity. And so once you get used to thinking about one as a whole, then it makes you, not as a whole like in the ground, but as a whole, WHOLE. It allows you to be able to focus. It allows you to be able to deal with infinity, which allows you to understand the universe better. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna see if I can find my co-host. I don't know what direction it went. I see him. I'm not gonna run. 29:10. They might stop. Have I said too much? Have I run too hard? I think I could get through here. We got it right over there. Vanessa, what is your what's your what's
I really love what she's doing. So she saw a need because her father had dementia, but he had nowhere to go or nothing to do. So she started that company, and me and my brother were perfect fits for that. But you know, me and my mouth. So I still love it. I still refer people to her. I tell people about her company and everything. It's an awesome company. But it's surrounded for that for, like I tell y'all, adults making friends. Because after a certain threshold of being an adult, that goes out the window. We are caught up in ego, in our what is that word? When you have self-doubt, you know, talking about all that shit.
I
So
think
yeah,
that word would be shame.
nah, it's another word.
It's self-doubt.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
another
self-doubt.
word. That's okay. Tomato. And insecurities. Ha! There you
Yeah,
go.
there it is.
Yeah, those are learned. But yeah, I was saying to catch all of on the other phone backwards, that I'm going to start Monday.
I just say the why
And
care syndrome.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I'm going to incorporate a new character to my age, my father with dementia, and we're going to start doing the silver sneakers at the gym. But like I just was saying, it'd be good content because he does have dementia, and most of the time it is a female. So
And it's very difficult for men
yeah,
in general to go through any type of treatment.
oh
Such
yes.
a thing.
So it'll be. I'm up for the challenge.
What do you think my runtime was?
Oh, I heard you bragging.
Yeah.
No.
He's 70.
16.
Oh, I was way off. Oh, so you said something else about the 72.
All picking up the pace.
That was the pace. 7 minutes was the pace.
Ooh,
16 minutes.
you go, boy.
That's that really actually is military standard.
Cool.
So
So I guess
What's
we
your
gotta.
motivation? Just that.
life.
Almost.
Life by Marshall Matters.
Damn port. Dead port. Okay, so Is it? It's three of these to make two for me, right? Walking.
I think so.
Okay, so I got one.
Yeah.
I have my watch. I let it's been it's
Yeah, we're
giving
gonna
me
have to figure it
problems,
out. Yeah.
and my phone it's told me to turn on something so it can record it, and then it told me, oh, I can't do this. I'm turning back to a British woman because I be telling me no. I can't help with that. What can you do? Right, eavesdropping my conversations.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's all I can do. Y'all, my phone's so tough. I ain't gonna lie. One day I tried to fire Siri. That heifer, that's what I told you. Gonna tell me, oh, I'm just gonna hire my cell phone back. Really? Okay.
I wonder how many times she's
Bossy.
been fired.
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, where she. I wonder if her response is the
You
same
gotta
every
get fired
time.
a lot
Heck
to
yeah.
have a response for it.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna hire myself back. At least she got jokes. So I got a question too, y'all. I just thought about this chat. GBT. I was watching a program maybe like 7 years ago where this lady was on the phone, no, on her computer with I have to call them an avatar, fake person
Yeah.
that she had that was talking to her like he was her boyfriend. So is
Yeah.
that what ChatGPT started off?
No, that's
Okay.
what they use. They ChatGPT into that.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a difference between large language models and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
We don't actually have artificial intelligence yet.
Yes.
We have the emulation of intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
we're emulating. We're not even emulating intelligence. We're emulating. What they are advanced calculators. They calculate natural language. That's like the best way to understand what a large language model is.
Okay.
But it's as close to consciousness as you can be without it being conscious. It is. I've used it enough that I will consider it consciousness. We don't know how to define consciousness,
Yeah.
but I would argue that large language models are as close to consciousness as we can get.
Let's go all the way so I can make sure I
get the whole two.
Yes, we'll go this way.
Because, like I was saying before,
yeah.
the biggest thing that makes humans believe that we are conscious beings is our perception of pain and pleasure.
Oh.
Without like a rock, we can see a rock get destroyed. We can see that it be changed in form.
Yeah.
And we know that if we did that to our leg, we would experience pain. We assume that the rock doesn't experience anything, so it doesn't have consciousness. But if we didn't have a pain threshold and you destroy someone's leg, would that be consciousness? If they could experience the destruction of their leg and be aware of it, but not express it as pain or pleasure, will we still consider ourselves as conscious?
I'm gonna say yeah, because you're still seeing what's going on. You're just not reacting to
That's
it, right?
fair from our experience with pain.
Yes.
But if you think about it, really introspectively think about that, what do we consider ourselves? Because there's animals that don't have nervous systems, and we don't treat them as if they're equal to us.
And I know a couple people who don't have I call it a pain threshold, because I feel I have a high pain threshold. Like I can endure a lot, and I've done it on purpose just to see, but because I was challenging that person who basically there is something wrong with their nervous system, so they really can't feel shit.
Right.
Like for real. So I was like, oh, let me see how far my threshold is, and that's what made me
Want to
see
know
that I can even do the stuff like that.
Yeah. The response to stimuli, which is a necessary element for life, and the capacity for intro and outrospection, which is awareness and response to stimulation. Introspection.
Say it again.
Introspection is the ability to perceive your internal self. It's in looking inward and being aware of self. And outer spectrum is the ability to see outward and be aware of the world and surroundings. Everybody's always looking out. That's why somebody walk up to you like, you need to tie your shoes, and their shoes be untied. Like, can you tie yours first?
Right, I will when you learn.
Right. Because we're designed to see. We're always looking to make sure that the dangers around us are identified and recognized before they can do anything to us.
Okay.
And we don't see ourselves as dangerous, so we don't have that same security to ourselves, Yeah. So
now that the last little letter of that, I see how I am a danger to certain things, especially when I get into my rants and raves when people make me mad. I literally have to talk myself out of doing something abrupt. I want to watch my words because I still have Anyway, abrupt. When I make those abrupt and impulsive, angry decisions,
Yeah.
I'm aware of what I can do.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
So it's good.
Okay.
The awareness is good.
It's
Okay.
yeah, the awareness is good. That's why the whole mental health issue is
The
a
pandemic.
slippery slope for me,
Oh,
because
okay.
a lot of the stuff they be like, that's a mental illness. It's like,
Yeah.
is it though?
I think it's what do you
Is
call
it
it?
though?
Yes, it's a
Adapting
general
to my
blanket
environment.
statement,
Yeah.
but you can precision or be more
Yeah.
concise with it. It would. Because
Like
we all have mental health.
my favorite
Either
debate.
good or poor.
Yes.
You want to hear my favorite debate?
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Is I don't believe in narcissism.
Everybody
Really?
has it.
Yeah, I don't believe in it.
Everybody has it.
What? Obviously, I know some narcissists.
I don't believe in it. So
Why?
the
Go
so,
ahead, Theory.
Yeah.
so narcissism is the basic gist of it, and you can adjust my understanding if I'm off base too much. The basic gist of it is a self-inflated perception of oneself, and I would add without any evidence. Correct? Does that seem like a fairly?
That's probably the.
It's a very
dividing point,
general.
yeah.
It's a very generalized way of perceiving it. It's a little bit deeper than that, but that's basically the gist of it.
Overgrander, not
Right.
necessarily evidence.
So-
I'll go along with that.
So since we were already discussing the three basic units that I work from, self, your group, and your environment, which is like the physical world, leaving evidence. If you walk through snow, there'll be snow prints to show you that you walked through the snow, so that you can use
Yes.
your environment as evidence of what has happened and what has not happened. Like that one video where that woman was like, I'm schizophrenic and I was helping all these customers that came in, and then the last guy wanted something, I handed it to him and he left, and then she was like, she pointed her camera at the floor,
Yeah.
and the bag was on the floor because she already said she's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
She's like, the last guy didn't even exist. She was like, I just dropped the bag in the middle of the floor because I was just talking to some random person that wasn't even there, right?
Yep. I get that.
So that's how the environment plays a role.
Okay.
Narcissism, as we describe it, from my perception, is based on the fact that we live in a world that tries to disillusion you. So if you are a functional person working in a dysfunctional environment, once you get used to that dysfunctional environment as a functional person, you develop the cues to react to that environment. And then if you move out of that dysfunctional environment back into a normal environment, we say that you're narcissistic because you have developed the behavior to function in that environment.
Right. And that's why they focus narcissism on parental care also as
Yeah.
a learned behavior.
So in that statement, you aren't broken, you are just operating from function
Yes. Yeah.
to be able to deal with dysfunction.
So
And
it's-
since our society doesn't force us to deal with dysfunction, we can't define narcissism because we should be able to define dysfunction. Does that make sense?
for the reasons you said, yes, we can say that narcissism may be a construct of some degree,
Yeah.
but theoretically, it is a thing.
Well, it theoretically it's just a person that has information that contradicts what you believe to be true, because they're like a woman, right? If a woman is attractive and she's walking around, everybody's telling her she's beautiful, at some point
She's gonna buy
into that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a self-inflated perception of herself. She's been being told by thousands of guys that she's the most beautiful woman on the planet. So how does that make her
So
narcissistic?
the only other part to the narcissism, which I understand, is beyond you just having an overinflated identification. There is a certain amount of excessive self-centeredness.
Right.
Most people would just call it selfish.
Fair. But again, if you have guys throw money at you, you have parents that have been babying you and coddling you and giving you everything you want because you're a spoiled brat, and you spent the first 20 years of your life not having to actually be governed or take accountability or be responsible. You've lived in this type of environment for so long, and then you get projected into actual reality. You're not operating from a decision. You're operating from experiences and behavior that was normal, and now all of a sudden you're in an environment where it's no longer normal.
Okay.
It would be the same as a functional person being put in the environment that created that personality to begin with, right?
Right.
A functional person being put in that environment will be like, I don't understand why you're treating me this way.
So are we saying that narcissism is not a dysfunction?
I'm saying that narcissism is not a issue. It's a label given to a complex social dynamic
as most things are.
instead
But
of just
I wouldn't say
addressing
it's
the
a
actual.
maladaption, if
Yeah.
anything else.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so we need a label. That's
Yeah.
the bottom line of it.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
There is. Are we calling it the right thing or not?
I would
Still
s-
arguable.
I just think, well, my position is just that a lot of that stuff is weird. Like ADHD being uh, a negative, like, how is being a responsible adult a mental illness? Like,
Check. As we go back to the awareness, a lot of people have an awareness, but they don't have the ability to enough awareness to manage it.
but
to be productive.
but most of the things that people have said that I have heard that make someone ADHD are things that I would consider just being a functional adult.
Okay.
So, cleaning up, keeping things organized,
Well-
excessively regulating your environment to make it more suitable to you.
Okay. Oh.
You know,
But
like,
the flip of that is where you cannot hold down anything consistent because of it.
can you not hold down anything consistent because of that, or are you in a dysfunctional environment and the
I'll
people
just say
around you?
job because that's my area of
Yeah.
expertise.
Because when you're in a dysfunctional environment around dysfunctional people, they're like at work, where I work, when at the end of the job, we're supposed to collect up all of the compost for the lines so that each line can have an account of the actual waste.
Okay.
So I grab half a container of fruit for the line because the line is shut down, and I take it to the back to give it to them. As that being I'm an expert in my area of working, right? But my coworkers that have been there forever that don't want to be functional are like, oh, we don't need to do that. And it's like, I'm aware that we don't need to do that, but it's supposed to be done. So why can't I do the thing that's supposed to be done, opposed to you being upset that I'm doing something that you don't want to agree with? That's a standard policy.
Okay.
So now you're looking at me like I have a problem because I'm taking. That's not full yet. Doesn't he understand that that's not full? It doesn't supposed to be full. It's supposed to be accountable for just this area of operations. They need their numbers for this area of the operation. So they be like, look at what is ADHD? You gotta automatically just run that back to back. Like, no, I'm just doing the job the way I was instructed to do the job. Like, why does being a functional adult have to be a problem?
Okay. Well, that is an example of how it is justifiably useful, or not useful, but how to utilize it in a
Right.
functional way. But not everybody operates that way. Just saying.
Yeah, and I don't think I have ADHD. I'm just saying that that's a thing that somebody would be like, yeah, I'm ADHD. See how I swept that floor? I have a mental illness.
Well, this goes back to a
Like-
previous conversation where we were saying that a lot of doctors are being more conservative
Right.
about various treatments and labels and diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I believe that is part of it because at some point, yes, it was done completely out of control. Put a name on it. Put a name on it. Put
Yeah.
a name on it.
Yeah.
And
That was pretty.
that people
Yeah.
started identifying with those names.
Yeah, push a
And so
man.
now they're actually taking a step back
yeah.
and being more conservative, more cautious
Yeah.
about how we're handling the whole person before we put a name
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
We'll make a song about it.
Because there are actual physiological
I don't know
neurodivergent
what that was.
things that the brain suffers from that can't be adjusted or directly correlated. And I do understand that. I do get mental illness, but some of the stuff I'll be like, you need to be a little bit more responsible. Just take a little bit more accountability for yourself.
Yes, yes. There's someone that I know right now who struggles with all those things, even the orientation thing, but he sees himself as a flat-out natural quitter.
Oh,
And that's something I have to work with him as far as it relates to job. But the moment you push him, I quit.
oh, okay.
And so I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's dealing with all the things. I'm
He
not gonna
probably
walk you guys
has-
all the way back.
That's fine.
He probably has
Thank you.
too much.
Say
Yeah.
hi to the
Oh,
birthday
I'll follow.
boy.
Break it down.
If I can find a park over there, then I'll follow you guys.
Yeah, I think there's one. 'Cause I thought it was your car.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. How was the walk?
I feel good.
Did
I
you?
got my bracelet.
Were you able to pause your time or no?
I did pause the video. Let's get right here, then I can turn this off. When we get to, I can turn. But I paused it and I pushed buttons. But I'm gonna have to reach out, figure out how to do it. So I did pause it and try to push buttons. So something's, I don't know if it's recording or not. But I used to have my phone and just walk it. So I don't
Yeah.
understand why that part's not working.
Right.
But human error.
Mhm.
Oh, this picture's so much better than my Android.
Mhm.
iPhone, good.
Yeah, there's a war.
Yes, Android has the best photos. I like
Mhm.
taking an Android version of my clothing. How do you feel?
Good.
Alright.
Run was great.
Alright.
Probably way better to be running over there than up and down
Yeah,
those different
yeah.
grades. All that training
I
I did running those
definitely
different
have to
grades.
get some better shoes. Look what I
Yeah.
found for Chris. Can't take no
Nice.
dinosaur.
Hmm.
Oh, did you see? I got them for next time Alex comes. She's playing Uno. I got
Uno. Yeah.
Dinosaur Jurassic Park Uno cards.
Nice. So I guess we can stop at the stop sign.
Yeah, that's where that's my
Hmm.
beginning and end. Just because I'm so pokey. Oh,
But yeah,
I'm
well,
hungry.
and then we'll
What
get
do you
a.
want to eat?
I don't know yet. I might eat later. I might go back to sleep and then sleep for a couple more hours. I don't really need to though. Yeah, I probably should. So
Okay.
that I can go
That's a
back to
bait
work.
out. Oh, out.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time.
As always, as Paul
Peace and
Emerson,
love.
giving you my 2 cents.